Hello friends, my name is Reza Masood. Today we'll discuss about a topic training. Friend, with respect to exam point of view, if you are studying project management and you are planning to give exam of PMP, so friend, with respect to exam point of view, this topic honestly is not very much important. If you talk about exam point of view. However, friend, if you are a professional project manager and working in any organization as a project manager, so this topic is important for you to understand that what is training and how we can implement, how we can use training to successfully complete projects, and what are the role of effective trainings in project management. So friend, first of all, I would request to please subscribe to my channel and click on the bell option as well, so that my new videos can reach to you. So let's start. Training. Friend, first of all, we have to understand that what is a training. Training means, friend, to teach someone some specific skills. That is called as training. As per the definition, training is the action of teaching somebody a particular skill. That is called training. For example, friend, if you are a project manager, and you think that you need a training, okay, so you may go for a training of project management, training for PMP. What does that they do in the training, friend? The training means that they teach you some specific skills. Another example of training is that training of Microsoft project, training of some specific tool of software development like .NET, Java, some other tool. So friend, training means that whenever we talk about training means, friend, that teaching someone some specific skill set. Here, friend, we have to understand that you must have to understand what type of skill set is needed. Based on that, the training schedule should be determined and it should be scheduled accordingly. Friend, the successful delivery of a project, the training has a very vast and vital role in the successful delivery of a project. Because see, for example, let's assume that you just started a project or you just kick off a project of e-commerce solution, and at a very early stage of a project you realize that the team needs a training. Friend, if you provide a training at a very early stage of a project, however it requires some cost, some time consumption as well, but if you provide proper training with proper skill set to team members, so friend, there are very high chances that we can successfully complete a project. Vice versa, or on the other side, if we don't provide the proper training to team members, they will not have the required proper skill set and they will not be able to perform well in the project, and eventually as a project manager you have to suffer in the project. Why? Because the team is not skilled. So friend, to teach someone some specific skill, that is called as training, and it is very important that your team should have to be skilled. They should have the proper skill set in their hands, and if the training is required to team member, as a project manager you should have to consider that, you should have to support that, and you should have to arrange that. That is very important, training. Similarly, friend, training is a general sense. If we talk about the construction area, I mean construction industry, designing industry, accounts, finance, HR, anything, friend. So every domain, all these domain have a specific skill set are required, and resources who are working in these departments, whoever needs some training. So management should decide that these types of skill set should have that particular resource, and if needed the training should be scheduled and planned accordingly. Here friend, that is very important that as a project manager you should know that what are the skill sets which are needed for an organization to successfully deliver a project. For example, software development, software designing, quality assurance, production deployment, accounts, finance, project management. There are multiple domains are there in an organization, and every domain needs several skill sets of resources. So friend, as a project manager you should have to identify that what skill set the resources are needed, and according to the required skill set you can align, you can plan the training for resources. Remember one thing, if you plan the training well, it will result as a success in a project. That is very important. So friend, successful delivery of a project, training has a very big and vast role in the successful delivery of a project. Remember one thing, that training always requires cost and time. However, this time and cost will pay you off. Okay, it will return back to you, because the skilled resource, when the trained resource become trained and they get the knowledge and they have the required knowledge and skill set, it will pay off to you, it will return back to you. Now friend, what are the objectives of training? Friend, the objectives of trainings are acquiring the intellectual knowledge. For example, if we talk about MS project training, so when it is a intellectual training, intellectual training means friend that you can learn some for example software execution, you may learn some software development training, project management training. So these are all the types of intellectual training. Another objective of training is the manual skills, or practicing or experiencing something. What does that mean? Like some sort of training it in which they teach you, they basically practice you. For example, a type of project management training in which they just give you a sample project and they ask you to manage the resources, manage the cost. So this is a type of training in which you do some practice and experience. Okay, another example of training, like how to act in front of 10 to 5 people, 5 to 10 people. So training objective is that to do some training, to do some practice, to do some experience as well. Another objective of training is that you do some practice and you do the problem solving, acquire some problem solving skills, that how will you handle the things, how you will acquire the problem solving skills, how you will handle the problem solving. So problem solving skills are also very important, that how will you handle the problems. So friend, there are three main objectives of training, that acquire intellectual knowledge, acquire some practice experience, and acquire the problem solving skills. So these are the three main objectives of training whenever we plan the training about it. Friend, the cycle of training, like what is the cycle? First of all friend, if you are working in any organization, you must have to decide that training is needed. For example, you are initiating a new project and you realize that the team is not very skilled, like they need some training on that particular area, like project management, software development, quality assurance, etc. Whatever the area, you must have to decide if training is needed first of all. Then decide that what type of training is needed. The training related to project management, quality assurance, production deployments, accounts, finance, etc. You must have to decide the area for which the training is needed. Then next one is the what are your objectives and goals. For example, you want that after the training everyone knows that how to execute the particular software, how to manage people, how to use the emotional technology, etc., etc. So the objectives and goals should be determined at a very early stage of project, at the very early stage of training. Okay, the objectives and goals should be determined properly. Then implement the training. Implementation of training means that schedule the training properly. A schedule that okay, on these 5 days or 10 days the training will be implemented, training will be available, and these resources will attend the training. Then next and the last is the evaluation of the training program. Once the training has been conducted, you can give the evaluation form to the team members, and they can give feedback about the training, that training was good, better, not better, not good, etc. So the evaluation should be conducted from the team members who have attended the training. So this is the overall cycle of training execution. So friend, that's all from my side. I hope you like this video. If you like, please share it with your friends and colleagues. Thank you, thanks a lot for your time, and that's all from my side. Thank you.